These guys are 1-0. I forgot to get our one guy up on the camera. That's my fault, but that's okay. Turn 1 Hallowed Fountain tapped here from Will. He's got a fully shiny version of this deck. I don't know if his snow-covered islands or lands are shiny, but I saw the rest of his deck is foil. Both players playing with foiled out versions of their decks tonight. And we're going to Thoughtseize, it looks like. Nope, Inquisition. Will going to reveal a very powerful hand of Cryptic Command, Snapcaster Mage, Wrath of God, Jace the Mind Sculptor, and 2 more lands. Discards the Snapcaster Mage, obviously. Will draws an Opt for turn. Plays that snow-covered island and passes. Windswept here, Heath here from Alex. And another passing of the turn. What's Will got here on 3? Baby to Fairy. So these blue-white control decks, ever since War of the Spark, have essentially just become blue-white Super Friends. My buddy Eric Frumkin, shout out Eric Frumkin, if you're here. We miss you, buddy. He calls his deck the Legion of Doom. His blue-white control deck. Because he plays, I think he said 15 main deck Planeswalkers. If you're in the chat, Frump, let me know. Say hi, everybody. Let me know who else here, if there's any of the regulars that haven't said hey yet, or anybody that's not a regular, that's new to the stream, or even if you're not new and you just don't talk. Let's get some discussion going. You guys are always so quiet. So look at Dennis is like always talking to us, but he's it. We got one guy who just wanted to shit on Jacob Havard's deck and talk about go to 2 drop, which I think is great. But yeah, nobody else is talking. Lingering Souls here from Alex. It's really good against a fairy.
Yeah. So Alexander is on Abzan Traverse. Fun fact, I played this deck for about 6 months before I started playing Bridgevine in early 2018. Basically, this deck is looking to play a slimmed down version of Abzan. You play a lot less 3s, and you're playing 4 main deck traverses. In game 1, the traverses are meant only for redundancy because you don't have any kind of silver bullet threats to be grabbing because you want all of your cards to be efficient in every matchup. And then game 2, you bring in a bunch of creatures out of the board based on what your opponent is doing. In general, I found it to be a little more efficient than normal Abzan or Green-Black, but it's kind of a little bit less resilient.
That's fair. I think it has a much stronger engine, though.
It does, yes.
I mean, just being able to play alone to being able to play Lingering Souls and traverse the Ulvenwald just gives you such a good late game presence.
I'm going to assume that all of these spirits have just been hitting Will every turn.
No, they hit the Teferi for 2.
They did? Why
Yeah, the Teferi was at 6.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alexander, not putting his dice on camera. I'm going to ask him to move those big fatties over for me a bit. Hey, Alexander. Yeah. Can you move your big dice onto camera for us? Move on camera? Yeah, just a little bit in.
Yeah, there we go.
Perfect.
Okay, yeah, so he's still at 20.
Yeah, and Alexander's actually at 14.
Yeah.
A lot of damage to himself.
Yeah, Lingering Souls, definitely one of his best threats in this matchup, and Will might just have to... well, he had a Wrath. He doesn't have it anymore.
Yeah, no, it got Thoughtseize last turn.
Teferi's going to drop to 1.
Another big upgrade this deck got, along with the green-black decks, is just the Horizon land.
Yeah. So part of playing the Abzan Traverse list was that you went down to 20 lands only
Mm-hmm.
to like make sure your top decks were just that much better, right? So you get to do that plus add lands that cycle. Definitely an upgrade.
Ooh, Cryptic Command. Counter your spell, bounce my Snapcaster.
Okay, so he will eventually be able to cryptic for Wrath. Um,
Snap Wrath, yeah.
Snap Wrath if he finds 2 more lands.
Saying that, though, he's got a redraw land. He's got. Is that a Traverse the Ulvenwald that I think Delirium's online for? Land, Planeswalker, Sorcery. Maybe not. He needs one more card type, I think.
Yeah. Usually you're playing stuff like Mishra's Bauble to enable Delirium in this deck.
Yeah. Will just going to tick up his Teferi, play land, and pass the turn. Alexander going to fetch it. I'm assuming he's going to draw with a card at the end step here.
Yeah, probably just get a basic land or...
Nope, probably out of basics that are fetchable with Windswept Heath. I can't imagine these decks play either a basic forest or a basic plains.
I definitely played a basic forest when I played this deck.
You could. I could see it. Maybe Alexander
It's possible
doesn't.
that he's trimmed them for the canopy lands.
Yeah.
So that's probably what's going on there.
Sends everything at Teferi. He's not risking it. He wants it out of here.
Yep. No way to save it. He's just going to let it die.
I mean, it soaked up a lot of life.
It did.
It soaked up 10 damage. U-White seems like a bad choice in this metagame. Probably. You play U-White. You play your Legion of Doom.
I would strongly disagree. Blue-White is probably tier 1, just behind Bridgevine and Phoenix. I don't
think Blue-White's that good right now?
Yeah, it is.
You know what, man? Here's the thing. I would normally take your opinion because you're a very good Modern player. You play a lot of Modern. Eric is like, that's all he plays is Blue-White control.
Lies, lies, lies. Do you want me to refer you to
I'm selling the deck.
do I need to refer you to the wall of results that I can cite for the deck doing well recently over the last 2 weekends?
Yeah, what's up, Frump?
Name me one bad blue-white matchup right now.
Ooh. You won't do it. We got a game of Magic going. Blue-White is very good right now. The stats on MTG top 8 are Goldfish State otherwise.
Game 1 against the Graveyard decks. That's not a bad matchup. I asked you for a bad matchup, not a bad game 1.
Yeah, you bring in Rest in Peace and the game's over.
There are a million decks that have bad game 1s against X deck. That's not an argument.
Will gonna go down to 16 here. These spirits are going the distance, man. Look at all the cards Alexander still has in his hand too. He
has no reason to cast any of them. Why bother? Because he knows there's a Snapcaster in his hand and he knows there's a Wrath in his graveyard. So he's gonna decide to instead cryptic. Draw a card, bounce my Snapcaster. That's a little greedy.
He's hitting them with the Fatal Push in response.
That's a little too greedy.
That's very greedy.
Game 1, I would not risk doing that because the amount of removal that these decks play in the main deck. Game 2, that's probably safe enough because they're not going to have...
and look at that. He just drew the Force Negation.
I believe that's Archmage's Charm.
Oh, you're right. That is Archmage's Charm. They have similar art, at least when you're looking in passing. If there's a card in Magic that will get you out of this situation, it is Jace the Mind Sculptor. Who's better, chat? Jace the Mind Sculptor or Teferi?
I'm probably more interested in just down-ticking on a Spirit at this point instead of Fate Sealing him, especially when there's a fetch in play. I don't know that it... I would have brainstormed...
You have to brainstorm there, yeah, 100%.
I don't know what his hand looks like, maybe.
Teferi you think is better than Jace?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it is.
Look for a sweeper. I agree. That's really where you're at, is you have to brainstorm.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and
a sweeper or another Snapcaster,
right?
Both reasonable.
Him not snapping that Wrath of God was the greediest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, he was not in a position where he had to make that play either. You know?
Yeah, no. You can wait a couple of turns too. You had that Jace in your hand the whole time. You didn't have to make that play there. You could have waited on it.
Here's Anafenza.
Haven't seen this card cast in Modern in probably 2 years. Oh, and he hits him with the Mana
Yeah,
Leak.
it's been a while. Back when I played this deck, I did not play Anafenza, but at the same time, that was at a time where it wasn't all graveyard decks, so
Yeah.
didn't
And
really think
Offensa
of
seems
it.
really good in this format, actually.
Yeah, I played against Alexander. It must have been like 2 or 3 weeks ago. The first week Modern Horizons was legal. I played Bridgevine, and he never found his third land for Anafenza and just died. But if he had cast it, I surely would have lost the game.
So we're going to see an Archmage's Charm here, I'm assuming, in response.
Draw 2 cards.
Is draw 2 better than counter? I don't think so, because I think you found a Terminus. What's he got now?
Click you.
Click you? Sure.
Yeah. Look at all this redundancy.
Oh my God.
Pick
2
one.
Traverses and a Grim Flare. That is ugh.
I mean, I think I just let him keep all of them, right?
I think you have to take one of the Traverses. Traverse is like better than any random card off the top.
I mean, I don't know that.
I mean, at saying that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This game is super over. I mean, even if you find a sweeper, Alexander's hand is Grimflayer plus whatever the best creature is. And another Lingering Souls. Ugh.
Yeah, he just drew that off of the click.
Alexander showing why he is just the boogeyman of the store. Like, look at this.
Yeah,
What a monster.
This probably gets...
Scoos.
Yeah, he's going to get scavenging.
Scoos is actually really, really good against blue-white.
Yeah.
Nice Snapcaster mages. Oh, he drew a Wrath, though.
Okay. I mean,
I think. It might have been that Snow-Covered Plains, actually. I'm not sure. It was either a Snow-Covered Plains or a Wrath of God.
Field of Ruin? Sure.
Okay. Let's get a deck thin and a shuffle. I think these Abzan green-black, any of that color combination type of decks are just super good against the blue-white control decks. They have disruption and a clock.
Yeah, generally this is how these matchups go.
Not my build. Legion of Doom.
I don't know what your build is, but
Eric, if you can post a list, it's really degenerate. It's like 18 planeswalkers. How many is it exactly? Maybe like 15, you said? It's Narsets, Teferis.
I don't know.
J12.
Filling your deck with 12 planeswalkers is begging to lose to things like Bridgevine and Dredge.
Maybe that's why he thinks.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Because his deck's. It's not that the archetype's bad. It's just that Eric's bad at deck building and playing the deck. You heard me, Eric. That's right.
Okay, so yeah, he doesn't have a Wrath. He's just getting hit with 6 spirits right now and going to 2.
It was a Snow-Covered Plains then.
Yeah. Path your scavenging is. Now he's gonna eat the Wrath.
It's like, where's that other path at?
Yeah, he's gonna eat Wrath of God because if he top decks Snapcaster Mage, it no longer does anything.
That's fair. I forgot the Wrath was in there. Yeah, we're at Wrath or Bust, and even Wrath just still doesn't do it. At 2 life.
Okay, so these are the exact basics that I played when I played the deck.
Really?
2 swamps, 1 plains, 1 forest. So that nothing there has changed. I assume he's just shaved down fetch lands. Okay, he draws the Wrath. That's fine. Alexander doesn't care. He has backup threats in his hand.
Right, he still has this Grim Flare, and he's got 2 other cards.
Yep.
2 Grim Flares.
Play 2 threats. You only get to see 1 card. You have to find Wrath to win. Colonnade's not good enough.
Yep.
Okay.
I will be right back, everyone. I'm going to bring them their sideboards.
All right, so looking at what these two have in their sideboards. Over on Alexander's side, there's 1 Liliana, 1 Spellbomb, 2 Surgical, 1 Knight of Autumn, 1 Gaddock Tea, 1 Yixla Jailer, 1 Thrun, 2 Collector Oof, 2 Plague Engineer, 3 Fulminator Mage. So, as far as like traverse targets that interact meaningfully with blue-white, you have Gaddock Tea, shutting off a lot of his big spells. Null Spellbomb's fine against Snapcaster Mage. Liliana's good because it's just another threat and it's hard to interact with. Thrawn, pretty much able to dodge most of Will's removal. And then Fulminator Mage is also pretty solid against Colonnade. So I'd expect to see all of those coming in and probably some removal coming out on Alexander's side. As for Will, he has 1 Geist, 1 Force Negation, 1 Nyx, 2 Runed Halo, 2 Rest in Peace, 1 Lyra, 2 Stony Silence, 1 Timely Reinforcements, 2 Dovin's Veto, 1 Celestial Purge, 1 Surgical. Geist is probably never getting in for damage, so that's out. Force Negation is okay. Maybe coming in. Nyx also isn't that great.
Thank you.
I don't think this is a Ruined Halo matchup, although...
So what does Nyx do? I don't even know what that card is.
It's a counter spell of some sort. I forget the exact text. Oh, counter target spell if no mana was spent to play it. I assume that this is in the deck specifically to target Hogak.
Fair enough.
It costs 1 blue mana.
Yeah. It's an interesting card.
So Ruined Halo could be okay because Alexander's deck has basically only Grimflayer and Tarmogoyf as its like threats that are actually dealing damage. So you might consider bringing that in, although with the amount of removal that Will has, I don't know that he needs it.
You say that, but the only card that actually did any damage that game was Lingering Souls.
That's true. You cannot name Spirit on Ruined Halo either because that is not a card. So
And I think that's the best card in the matchup on either side is Lingering Souls.
Yeah. Also on Will's side, Timely Reinforcements probably coming in.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing with Rest in Peace and Surgical.
He's got a lot to fight in this matchup.
You want to Surgical the Lingering Souls immediately if you can.
Alexander's, I think, prying for a quick 2-0, honestly.
Yeah. Depends on what kind of opener Will has here. Looks like fairly slow start on Will's side, with Teferi and Detention Sphere being his only forms of interaction early. Might be good enough on a multi-6 from Alexander, though. Especially on the play. There's a Glacial Fortress and
nothing else. That's a terrible turn 1 land.
It's all right if you. I mean, it doesn't really matter how he sequenced it because he also has an island in hand. So.
I think if you have island, you play island first. At least got to hold up the spell pierce.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't think anyone's playing around spell pierce, but you might as well represent it.
Or the opt. You got to represent. If you can, you got to sequence your mana untapped.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, this is a very good.
This is exactly what Teferi wants to be doing.
Yeah.
So now he's behind on board, and Will's up a card. So, see what he's got here. Fulminator Mage, that's pretty low on my list of 3-mana threats I care about if I'm Will.
Yeah, and the problem is he's got a bunch of targeted removal, but that's the last creature you want to target that with.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a Timely in hand, though, so he could just cast that.
Yep.
Protect his Teferi that way.
That's probably fine here.
Yeah. That actually sounds great to me.
Either that or hold up Logic Knot. See what
I don't like sequencing it this way. I would rather just protect the Teferi. Oh, you can do it at instant speed.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's an instant. So he's gonna instead choose to path it.
It shuts him off white.
Yeah, that's fine because there's a Fielded Rune in play. But Will wants to be able to hold up Logic Knot this turn because Alexander has a lot of big threats in hand. I think Alexander's probably going to recognize that if he's spending a path on a Fulminator Mage, that something else is probably going on here.
It just feels bad. Like casting that path to exile.
It does feel bad pathing a.
I still prefer their going for the timely at instant speed.
Uh, I don't, because if you do that, you put your shields down for. He hits the fortress, it shuts him
Well,
off white.
something.
He doesn't care. He has Field of Ruin in play.
No, well, here's the thing: the Grimflayer resolved. So something was resolving this turn, and you just lost your removal spell. Like you literally just lost it. And look at that. Yeah, the Gaddock Teague is on the well.
That's not how that works. It
Yeah.
gets countered. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, what's going on? If he timely, he just sacks in response, and you get 0 soldiers.
Yeah. Timely doesn't do anything, and even if it did,
You're
I
right. I
still
didn't
wouldn't
think
cast
about
it.
that. No, if it doesn't sack, I didn't think about the sack. Um, but I still think like timely in that case is just less invaluable than a path. I think having a path is more valuable than having a timely.
He has 2 Snapcasters in hand.
No. He's trying to say he can't counter it. He was confused. It happens.
I think you take Detention Sphere. Anything else you take is getting cast by Snapcaster.
Yeah. And there's 2 Snapcasters, so you don't take it. Because he's going to be able to cast the Detention Sphere next turn. Field of Ruin at end step.
Yeah. This is awkward because he's got this Thrun in hand that he wants to resolve, but the mana leak is there.
Well, Thrun can't be countered.
Oh, right. Yeah. I
think
forgot
he's
it. I
doing a
forgot
wrath check there.
it has additional lines of text on top of regenerating and being
Takes
hexproof.
timely reinforcements.
That's probably like the weakest card.
Does
in
not
this
get
hand,
confused
honestly.
about that kind of stuff. I see what you're saying. I prefer to give people the benefit of the doubt. To be fair, man, I play nothing but blue-white control decks, and I still always forget that Nahiri, not Nahiri, what's that card? Narset says that each opponent can only draw 1 card. I draw extra cards all the time, and I will never get used to that rule.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, shit like that just happens.
I'm trying to understand what just happened there.
I have no idea. I wasn't paying attention.
He just put his Snapcaster Mage into the graveyard? Oh, he just traded with it.
Okay, yeah, he ambush vipered him.
That's kind of awkward because he still gets 1 point of damage in. But that's
Well,
fine.
not only does he get a point of damage in, but, like, that's a huge uptrade in my opinion for Alexander. When you have the Thrun left over, I think it's a huge uptrade.
Yeah, because he got no value out of it.
Right, you didn't get any Snapcaster value.
And he actually did manage to cut him off of white.
Yeah,
Like
that's crazy
that
to
probably
me.
shouldn't have happened. He's just been very unlucky with draws.
Well, he's also not been cracking this Field of Ruin. He's been casting spells every turn.
Yeah. Alexander's forced him to.
Yeah. Yeah, it could also be that when I see this guy play, he's very sloppy. He does play super fast. I don't know.
And like I kind of see where he's coming from there because this matchup's very slow. You're gonna be trying to play fast so you don't run out of time. I've seen him this matchup like green black versus blue white go to time several times. So I could understand trying to play fast, but yeah, sometimes it could be a little too sloppy. There's a Settle the Wreckage that would be able to remove the Thrun. However, he does not have a 4th land. He's going to play Rest in Peace instead.
That is a sweet art for Rest in Peace. I've not seen that before.
It's from the Gideon signature spellbook.
Holy cow, could you pull that up?
Assuming it's in here, I don't know.
That thing looks so cool. I didn't know they even made a Gideon signature spellbook. I thought they only made Jace. Wow, look at that.
It's on here. It's this one.
That's beautiful. Ugh, and another Thoughtseize here.
Yep. And there goes Settle.
Yep, that's the only answer you got to Thrun. It's a memorial to Gideon for sacrificing himself in war.
Yep.
I gotta check it out. There's paths in there too. Ooh. I know what I'm doing after this round. I'm gonna go check out the arts.
Yep. Detention Sphere. Takes out Liliana, but
Look at both of these players' decks, man. They are pieces of art.
yeah, Liliana not really that threatening here when there's a Thrun killing you, but
Well, you got to target something, I guess. You can't
yeah.
target Thrun. Thrun will never die in this
You
matchup.
see, now he's in an awkward situation where he's played a Rust in Peace and exiled his graveyard, and has a Snapcaster Mage in hand.
You exile that Lingering Souls, Alexander.
No, the Rust in Peace was destroyed.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. How did it get destroyed?
There was an Assassin's Trophy.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
I was just too busy talking about the cool art of the Rest in Peace.
Yeah, so now, like...
This game's just over.
Like, unfortunately, like, he could have gotten back in this game if the Settler Wreckage was still in his graveyard. See, now he just has to... Yeah, he's just gonna,
The old phone.
he recognizes that it does nothing, and he's just going to throw it away to gain 4.
It's really cool in modern Magic when you just blow up all the permanents. I love seeing this type of Magic fair, you know what I mean? I hate the degenerate stuff that's been going on a lot recently.
Jace.
If there's any card in Magic that can get you back into this game, it is Jace the Mind Sculptor. Can we find a Terminus for the top of the deck? Oh, that's a Wrath of God, though. That's good. That plays here. That plays here.
He's going to take a bunch of damage before he gets to cast it, but...
Yeah, but he's still in this, man, and he's going to... Like, the Jace is going to die, but the game's not over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's an Assassin's Trophy and a Fulminator in his hand.
Yeah, I mean, he just ignores Jace here.
No, you killed the Jace.
He killed it?
Yeah, you have to.
All right. So
you can't risk him untapping, Terminusing, and then brainstorming again. If that happens, you just lose.
So I believe he went down to
You don't beat that
6,
ever.
If I look at that die correctly.
Ooh, hit him with that Mana Leak.
Mana Leak that. Yeah, that card's not getting any better.
You know what? I actually like Will's position now. Mana Leaking that Fulminator Mage leaves this Celestial Colonnade behind.
Yep. All right. Well, other creatures are gone, and there's a Colonnade.
Ooh, Trophy.
Oh, that's kind of awkward.
That's rough now. That's actually really rough.
Yeah, because now he gets to play Tarmogoyf minus it.
Top deck. Yeah, he gets to... Oh, there's that
Oh,
Thrun
yeah,
deck.
he gets to do that.
All right. Top deck another Wrath, buddy.
Well, he doesn't have to. He can put Colonnade in front of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it'll just regenerate, but he won't die.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be, though.
Yeah. No, it absolutely
5
sucks.
mana, sack a land, gain 4 life.
It absolutely sucks, but he at least he won't be dead.
Pay 2 mana to regen. Ugh, God, that just feels bad. Liliana. All right, man. You got to draw something. That's not it.
I don't think he did.
Nope, I don't either. Like I said, I think this one's going to a quick 2-0. Gargamel,
Yeah.
the local boogeyman.
Fact or fiction? I don't see that getting you out of this.
You have to find exactly Wrath of God again.
Well, not only that, but he has to find...
None of that matters.
Yeah, there's
though.
no way, because he's not going to put the piles in any way that make him not win the game here.
He has to find, like, exactly Wrath of God, and then top deck an immediate answer for the Liliana.
Yeah.
That's it. 4-1, what do we got?
Yeah, no, that's correct, because the opt gives him extra draws towards a Wrath, I guess.
Well, you're on 3 mana, though, so...
He can find Timely, which will keep him alive.
Yeah, that's true. He's already got rid of 1, though, so the odds aren't good.
I don't know what he found.
And we're shaking hands.
Whatever he
Alexander